If you are interested in history, you must have heard over the last 5 years about that massive treasure of Roman coins found in Spain. Curiously enough, even 5 years after the discovery, people still make articles about it like if it was yesterday. But as a coin collector, I've noticed something interesting about this treasure. Not only it is one of the largest ones out there, but also that it is entirely made out of one of the most common types of Roman coins, accessible to most collectors. So this caught my attention. But I feel like people on the news don't give a whole lot of information on this hoard, so how about we delve a bit deeper in the history of this treasure? Let's do some detective work. Let's try to figure out why it was buried there, which kinds of coins there are in the hoard, why so many, etc. So let's jump right in. Okay, so let's start with what most news articles say. Over 50,000 Roman bronze coins were found during construction works at the town of Tomares in southern Spain, Andalusia in particular. This treasure dates from the end of the 3rd century, start of the 4th century AD. Here we have the first bit of interesting information. Let me put on the screen a map showing the location of all cities and towns of the Roman Empire. As we can see, southern Spain was a major hotspot of commercial activity, and that is reinforced by the cluster of cities we see there. Baetica, the old Roman province where Andalusia is located today, was the main producer of olive oil for Rome. In fact, up to this day, Andalusia is famous for its production of olive oil, not only for its quality, but also for its sheer quantity. It also exported many other products. The region was quite rich back in the day, and Roman hoards are not that uncommon. They are just typically not as enormous as this particular treasure, but every now and then people are digging something interesting there. The exact place where the hoard was located, Tomares, is also relevant. It's at the outskirts of modern-day Sevilla, Hispalis in Roman times. It was a major city. In fact, it is still one of the largest in Spain. Could this hoard be the savings of a rich merchant? Maybe an olive oil producer at the outskirts of Hispalis. It's really cool to imagine the context of how this treasure was assembled, but it is a serious chunk of change. But hey, this is a coin channel and you people like to see coins. Fortunately, I happen to have some coins of the same type and denomination of this hoard. All of the 50,000 coins in this treasure were follis, also called numus, a new kind of coin instituted by Emperor Diocletian and his tetrarchy at the end of the 3rd century. In 295 AD in particular was the actual date when he reformed the coinage and instituted this new kind of coin. This new system was a response to the problem of rampant inflation and devaluation of the Roman money that happened in the 3rd century, where the denarius degenerated to a minuscule copper coin with no silver content at all. The follis was an attempt to restore the trust on the small change people used on everyday transactions. It was still nearly all bronze at just 5% silver, but the huge increase in weight, with these being around 10 grams, meant these coins had much more intrinsic value in them, which made them reasonably popular. Look how they added a silver coating over the bronze-looking coin to give it a more silvery, whitish look. This technique had been used for decades now, but it was all just a little visual cheat by the mint workers. As you can see in this example, shortly after being minted and with a little bit of circulation, the true coppery surface would already start showing up. Soon enough, the coins would look like this example from the very same Diocletian who instituted the reform. It looks entirely made out of copper. And this is because at just 5% silver, there simply wasn't enough silver in the alloy to give it the typical white-ish appearance of low-grade silver. So this silver plating just served as an instrument to give the coin some sort of intrinsic value appearance. This might actually explain why so many coins were stashed. You see, any Roman alive by that time must have felt the nasty consequences of the debasement of their coinage and the subsequent inflation. The average guy on the street knew they were living uncertain times and times of government manipulation over the public treasury. And political instability had a direct correlation with the number of coins that were just hoarded by people because they were scared of the next day. Whoever buried these coins must have known it was just a matter of time until the imperial authority started to debase this new coin. So they just stashed as many as possible, since these still had a respectable amount of silver in their alloy, even if it was just for the sheer weight of the coin. And you know what? He or she was right. The folies would start suffering debasement a couple of decades after this new system was introduced, either by removing silver from the alloy or making the coin, from previously 10 grams, start to be a little bit lighter. So, how much money are we talking about here? Quite a lot, actually. The folies was one of the basic coins of Diocletian's reform. Pocket change, but important pocket change. If you got 5 of these coins, you could swap it for 1 Argenteus, the new high-purity silver coin of the system. If you got 25 Argentei, you could have 1 Aureus of pure gold. So, for every 125 folies, you could get 1 Aureus. Considering the Aureus at that time was at around 5.5 grams, if we divide 50,000 folies by 125 per Aureus, we have a small fortune of 400 Auri. This is 2.2 kilos, or around 78 ounces of gold. I wish I had an Aureus to show you, or even an Argenteus, but I have the folies, so let's stay with that. This is a very affordable coin for any Roman collector out there, and it's one of my personal favorites for any beginner. They are easy to find for a good price and good condition. They're big and chunky, so all of the designs and legends are big and easy to read, and there's plenty of material online for you to do research. So it's a good coin for you to learn how an ancient coin looks, feels like, as well as a good first example for you to get used to how to research a coin. And in case you were wondering, no, unfortunately, none of the 50,000 coins from the hoard will hit the market. They have all been sent to the Archaeological Museum of Seville and are under research. On the obverse, we could find either the 2 main co-emperors at the time, Diocletian and Maximianus, and the respective Caesars and heirs, Constantius Chlorus and Galerius. The busts are generally very simple, with indistinguishable busts. Only the legends really help you differentiate if the coin was struck in the name of one emperor or the other. On the reverses, we can find a series of different allegories and imperial propaganda, very typical of Roman imperial coinage. Most of the messages at the time were focused on trying to restore some sort of pride in Roman identity after the horrible 3rd century, proclaiming a new age of prosperity was coming to all citizens, which was reasonably true. The situation was better than during the middle of the crisis, but not by much. Hopefully more and more treasures will be found in Spain in the coming years. I have been to Andalusia, and it is this gorgeous, unique region, absolutely brimming with Roman, Phoenician, Iberian, Arabic history. It's a historical melting pot spanning thousands of years. If you ever consider a destination for your next holidays, it is really worth looking at. So, have you got something to share with us? Have you got any Roman treasure stories you would like to share with us? Any particular hoards that fascinate you? Let us know in the comment section below. I hope you all liked this little video. Leave a like if you did. Happy collecting, and I'll see you soon.